Hey everyone, welcome to the stream. This is the Counting Nightmare. Welcome Azraya, welcome King Brolly. Congrats on finishing 3 houses. Fire Emblem 3 houses. Very cool. Welcome Panicking. Welcome to the stream. Ooh, I wasn't sure what to play today actually, because I kind of feel like playing Ace Attorney Investigations and I feel like playing Super Mario Kart. So I'm going to go with Ace Attorney Investigations to make some more progress in this. And then if I feel like changing, I can change over to Mario Kart later. Alright. We finished Case 4 yesterday and it was really good. Welcome Tag, how are ya? You have food, excellent. Always good to have food. Okay. So we're going to start the final case of the game. Oh, I've got the badge, it's just covered by my hair. Yeah, there we go, badge. So I've been enjoying how the cases are all tied together in this game. So this is going to be the case that unveils everything. So this is going to be good. Welcome, Buddy Cart. Ace Attorney card. I would buy that. I would buy that. Just give me more weird Ace Attorney spin-offs. Alright, let's get started. Episode 5, Turnabout Ablaze. 2 cards. One of the Black Raven. And one of the White Raven. A country torn in 2. One to the west. And one to the east. When those which were split are made whole again. The truth will reveal itself. It's the Yatagarasu! The Yatagarasu's here! Whoa. You accursed Yatagarasu! K, you... 8 hours earlier. Alright, this looks pretty exciting. He's sitting down drinking tea. Very good. Ace Attorney Golf. Yes, I would play that too. Pretty much almost any spin-off involving the Ace Attorney characters I would play, I think. Alright, March 14, 10:17 AM. High Prosecutor's Offices. Room 1202. It's so nice, almost dreamlike, to finally have the chance to relax and sip some tea. Especially after what a whirlwind the past few days have been. On my return flight, I was dragged into a case involving an Interpol agent's murder. The next day, I investigated a kidnapping and a murder at the Gatewaterland theme park. And later that night, a detective's dead body welcomed me back to my office. Along with a thief who was out to pilfer files related to a case from 10 years ago. How did I manage to find myself in the middle of so many cases back to back? Well, they got the blood out of his floor, somehow. By the way, Mario Golf on 3DS is the best Mario Golf. Ah, okay. I haven't played the Mario Golf games in quite a while. Well, at least I have today. All I ask is that I be allowed to spend it quietly. I don't think that's going to happen, sorry. Mr. Edgeworth! Ah. This is big! Big, I tell you! Hey, what's wrong with you? Where's your enthusiasm? And suddenly the phrase, the fragility of dreams, comes to mind. What are you talking about, fragile dreams? Come on, let's go! The fake Yatagarasu isn't going to just find herself, you know? Well, if you must know, it's possible that I was paid a visit last night by your fake. Say what? Unfortunately for us, the thief managed to escape. But even now, we're still looking for this criminal. However, I must warn you that we've only had a few hours to search so far. So I must insist that you be patient on this one, Kay. What's with you today? Are you sure you aren't sleep-talking to me right now? Anyway, I've got something much more important that I want you to see. Oh, and that is? Take a look at this. On March 14th, I will be there to steal your dirtiest secret. That's quite a bold declaration to send to an embassy. I suppose it was inevitable that a newspaper would catch wind of this. The date the card mentions is today. Today, huh? Come on, we've got to hurry! The embassy awaits! I suppose it is quite an urgent matter. However, do you know which country's embassy we should be investigating? Well, it's some really special country, and I'm actually really fuzzy on the details. That's kind of important, knowing which embassy we're going to. But never mind that. Where's all your energy? Why are you so lackadaisical today? I'm not, Kay. You're just too wound up. Well, then you should get too wound up too. Because this just might be our chance to catch that woman. You mean Miss Yu? The woman who killed Kay's father, Byrne Faraday, 7 years ago. Callisto Yu. She claimed to be the great thief Yatagarasu, and then disappeared from the courtroom. Ah! She makes me so mad. The phony. Everyone knows that the real Yatagarasu would never send something like a calling card. Until a company's underhanded dealings are made public, the target is always totally unaware that the Yatagarasu has paid them a visit. That's what makes the real Yatagarasu so awesome. The Yatagarasu's card that's shown in this article. It looks to me as though it could be genuine. See, that's the thing. Whoever it is, that person isn't the real deal, but has knowledge of the Yatagarasu. If this isn't a clue that that woman's involved, then nothing is. Come on, Mr. Edgeworth. Out the door you go. Wait, there are a few preparations I must make before we go. He's got to get his spare cravat. There's something interesting about this card we found last night here in my office. It's of a different colour than the one in the article, which makes me wonder why. Are there two fake Yatagarasus? What's up? Any reason why you're boring a hole through the newspaper with your eyes? No. No reason at all. Very well. Seeing as how Miss Yu is also someone of a special nature to me, I agree there is some merit to be found in investigating this. I knew you'd come around. "5 p.m. Theatrum Neutralis. By the light of this night's glorious moon, we are ready! Ready to embark on our nightly outing. And this is where our tale begins." What a coincidence. Who would have thought that a Steel Samurai stage show would ever be held at such an elegant theatre inside a foreign embassy? Yeah, the climax was really awesome. Steel Samurai Sushi Slice. I got chills down my spine when he pulled that move out. I suppose it really is more impactful to watch a show in person than on television. I have to say, though, this embassy is set up kind of funny. I mean, they have two countries sharing the same building. Well, as you said yourself, this place and the countries it houses are very special. Even this theatre is special in that it is a neutral zone shared by the two countries. So let me get this straight. The Steel Samurai show just now is being sponsored by one of the two countries? The one that's called the Kingdom of Alabast, right? Yes, it would appear that the Steel Samurai is very popular in that country as well. Seems that way. But you know who I'm really into? You know who I'm really into? The Jammer Ninja! The Republic of Babao is sponsoring a Jammer Ninja stage show. It's like a little feud. Ace Attorney Tea Appreciation Club, the game. Suddenly Edgy is happy. I wonder if he knew this stage show was happening and that's why he was so easily talked into it. That's something for fangirls like me. We've totally got to see that too, Mr. Edgeworth. The Jammer Ninjas show is going to kick the Still Samurai show's rear end. You know, ever since I first met this girl, I've always had this inkling that what she really wants to be is not a thief, but rather a ninja. So anyway, about today's event. What's it called again? The Kingdom of Alabast versus the Republic of Babao Goodwill Jubilee. The small European countries of the Kingdom of Alabast and the Republic of Babao. These two countries used to be a single entity that was abundant with nature, and it was called the Principality of Cadopia. Cadopia. Is everything alright, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, I'm alright. Moving on. After a period of civil unrest, the country split in two, though signs of their past remain. For example, their flags preserve the flower and butterfly motifs to this day. Cadopia, huh? The KG-8 incident, and what was referred to as the second KG-8 incident, in which an embassy staff member was murdered. Both of these cases were related to the Principality of Cadopia. Well, that's really recent that these countries split. Really recent. In the 7 years that have passed, the country may have split into two. However, the Yatagarasu still sent a calling card here. What could it all mean? Mr. Edgeworth, I know you're thinking about something. Oh, excuse me. What were we talking about again? If you could please stop spacing out on me. Anyway, we were talking about the Alabast versus Babao Goodwill Jubilee. The two countries have had a pretty bad relationship with each other. But supposedly, they've been trying really hard to make up recently. That's why they decided to hold this event. If that's the case, then why the verses? Also, both countries claim to own the real Prima Duck statue, a national treasure to both. They're planning to have them publicly evaluated today to see which one's the real deal. Should I make a prediction? I bet they're both fake, and someone stole the real one. Okay, need I remind you to take care and not succumb to your thieving desires? Well, when it comes to treasure, I can't help myself. You know that. She had better be saying that in jest. Hey, I can read your body language, you know, and you've got it all wrong. Look, I'm here to do some investigating. Investigating, I tell you. I know. And although we don't know if the Yatagarasu will really make an appearance, I suppose we should still spend some time examining this place. Talk to Kay. I bet you have the fake statue around here. I'll make you eat those words. Whoops, you made that joke already. Oh, it's a reference that should always come up. It's a fun reference. There's a very festive atmosphere in here. Yep, super festive. I'm really happy for the Kingdom of Alabast and the Republic of Babao. It's great that they have re-established diplomatic relations. The newspapers say that it's almost like they're Cadopia once again. Perhaps we are bearing witness to a historic moment in time. Hey, look! They're selling some commemorative merchandise to celebrate this event. Founders Cadopia biscuits. And over here, they're selling Royal Cadopia biscuits. It would seem that they have yet to reconcile their competitive spirits. Nothing else to talk about? Okay. Given Kay's asymmetrical design, does she have unique sprites for left and right, or are they flipped? That's a good question. I should... Yeah, turn around. Oh! I think she has different sprites. Yeah, I think she has different sprites. That's pretty cool. Badge her? Yeah, I don't think I can actually, because it automatically just finishes this conversation. Yeah, it just does this conversation and then... Oh well. Okay. Hook people. Okay, that's good. Alright, now give me a dramatic slam right there. Stop! Hey, do you mind? Get out of the way, buddy. Okay, once more, in 3, 2, 1, action! Okay, was that my fault just now? Well, he's obviously working. I guess we should leave him alone. Gonna stand right in front of the camera. Yeah. Oh god, is that a lot of heart? And we're here, reporting live from the Theatrum Neutralis. As you can see, tonight's audience is full of enthusiasm. Let's see what this member of the audience has to say. Okay, that was good. Let's do another run-through. Excuse me, but when are you ready to film for real? When you are ready to film for real, would you mind giving me a call? I sense that you didn't hear a single word I just said. Hey, he wants to be on TV? Why do you want to be on TV, Edgy? It appears that the child is watching a video from the first season of The Steel Samurai. Go! Keep on fighting! Until your last breath! Go, my hero! The Steel Samurai! Completely absorbed in singing the theme song, I see. I'll let the child watch in peace. Can we watch in peace? There is a flat panel, a tape deck, and a row of Steel Samurai videos on this table. I suppose it's so that visitors can watch an episode or two at their leisure. I guess it really is just that popular, huh? Yes, although I never thought I would see it reach this level of popularity. I wonder why they decided to call on the Steel Samurai for an event like this. I mean, it's like they intended to cut the two countries apart with the samurai sword instead. Wouldn't that go against the whole point of this event? The national flag of the Republic of Babao is on display here. The crest on it features a butterfly. It's really rare to see a national flag featuring an animal on it. Not really. I can list at least a few off for you that do. Okay, then are there any flags with really chic things on them? Chic things? That's pretty vague, Kay. Although, by my definition, there aren't really any flags that feature a chic object. I have trouble saying that word. Ah, that's too bad, because if there was, I was thinking about stealing it. And what exactly would you do with a stolen national flag, Kay? Is there something I can help you with? I was wondering what is beyond these doors. The Babali's embassy is just beyond these doors, sir. Do you have some business with the embassy? Do you require immediate access? Ah, no, that's quite alright. Are you sure, sir? Anyone and everyone is always welcome in the Republic of Babao. Well then, since we're here... An embassy isn't some sort of theme park, Kay. Ah, you're such a buzzkill. I'll save in case I accidentally progress the plot. Want to get on TV, just get accused of murder, Edgy. That's one way to get on TV, I suppose. Where in tarnation are they? Come on, Big Scoop. Hey, mister, out of the way. Yeah, I'm talking to you. I seem to remember this woman from somewhere. Yet my instincts have directed me not to engage in conversation with her. Perhaps it would be best if I left her alone. Good choice, Edgy. These flowers were sent by Global Studios. Global Studios? That's where they filmed the Steel Samurai television show. They have been producing hit after hit recently, so the studio is being remodeled. Oh, I read about that in the papers the other day. That mascot of theirs is also getting a facelift too, right? What's its name? You mean Mrs. Monkey? Yeah, I thought it was something like that. You really have a great memory. Isn't it actually Mr. Monkey, but he just can't remember its name? Ha! Never underestimate my powers of recollection. Yeah, I remember that being a joke in the first game, where he kept getting the name of that one wrong. Hello. This is the perfect angle. Go, my image! Travel across the wave world and into every TV set around the globe. A more honest approach to appearing on TV might serve your ambitions better. There are pamphlets about the 2 embassies here on this table. It still looks weird to me. The country split into 2 a few years back, and they've shared the building and its grounds 50-50 ever since. Oh? I guess it's because they don't have the money to build 2 separate ones, huh? I should think that's not the reason why, Kay. I suppose I'll just help myself to one of these. I mean, I don't know how embassies work, so I don't know. Yep. What's all the hubbub? Ack! Hey, look! It's the Steel Samurai! Yeah, I think I progressed the plot, so actually I'm going to soft reset and I'm going to keep looking around before I look at the pamphlets. I've got more to look at. Did I get anything from the flowers? I don't think I did. Mrs. Monkey. Alright, go for the pamphlets last. What's over here? The national flag of the Kingdom of Alabast is on display here. The crest on it features a flower. Flowers and butterflies are kind of rare motifs for flags, don't you think? Well, when they used to be Cadopia, the government used to take pride in its land. The citizens also loved the rich, bountiful nature all around them, thus the design. Hey, if the Steel Samurai got popular enough, do you think they'd put him on their flag? Are you in your right mind, Kay? Or maybe the German ninja would make a better candidate. Don't make me laugh, Kay. Only the Steel Samurai deserves such an honour. Is there something I can help you with? I was wondering what is beyond these doors. It's the Alabastian Embassy. Now, unless you have some business with the Embassy... I suppose I can't really claim to have any business with the Embassy right now. Well, you don't have to be so rude about it, Mr. Guard. 10 more minutes. No, in 5 more minutes. But isn't it really bad for me to spend time doing this? It's no use. Would someone please just tell me what I should do? You appear to be troubled by something. May I be of any assistance? Leave me alone! I'm trying to figure out just the right time to talk to that girl over there. And if I mess up, it'll be because I'm talking to you right now. Somehow I get the feeling he's about to fall flat on his face. Well, let's just do as he wishes and leave him alone. You know, I've seen a lot of these shows, and today's show it was like they went for a complete comedy. You know what I mean? Yeah, and that last move, that sushi slice, I couldn't help but laugh. I know, right? And that pink princess's movements were really in the middle of the show. I could swear that I heard her hips crack. I know, I totally thought that too. The pink princess has a bad hip? Seriously? That's what they're thinking, you know? I suppose there is no graceful way to enter this conversation. It's no use, yeah. It's no use. I think that's everything to look at. Alright. Get our pamphlet. Give me that pamphlet. Yeah. What is all the hubbub? Ugh. Hey, look! It's the Steel Samurai! And he's got his son, the Iron Infant, with him. Iron Infant. Ah, okay, I can walk around. Does anyone say anything different? Nope, okay. Oh, you're filming the Steel Samurai, though. Don't say anything different, though. Okay. I want to talk to the Iron Infant. Alright, fine. May I speak with you for a second? It's the Steel Samurai. Mr. Edgeworth, what are you glaring at him for? Please excuse me. It's just that I've never seen a superhero up close before. It looks like he's written something down for you. To Edgeworth, from Steel Samurai Daddy, married man of near old Tokyo. Wow, an autograph! Pretty cool that you got one, huh, Mr. Edgeworth? Heh. We got the autograph. Never thought Edgy would say hubbub. Yeah, fun as a word it is. Yeah, hubbub's a good word, isn't it? Yeah, I really want to know what Edgeworth's thoughts were in that case when he tried Steel Samurai's actor, Will Powers, for murder. I love to do that from his point of view. Mr. Steel Samurai, Ambassador Albert is waiting for you. And now the Steel Samurai will proceed to enter the kingdom of Alabasta to shake the hand of the ambassador. The Steel Samurai isn't only here for the two countries tonight, but rather can be thought of as a goodwill ambassador from our own country as well. There he goes, off to spread goodwill to the world. He really does seem like a goodwill ambassador, doesn't he? Okay, we're shooting the next segment now. Cue camera. In just a few seconds, the Jammin' Ninja stage show is set to begin. After the show, the Jammin' Ninja will enter the Republic of Babao. He is set to meet with the Ambassador of Babao at that time. Ah! The Jammin' Ninja's show is about to start! We've got to get back to our seats! Hang on, who was the Jammin' Ninja? So, he must have a new actor now, because he was the one who was murdered, wasn't he? Yeah, in case 2-4. Be fun to see Edgy's thought bubbles as he questions Nick's sanity in every case. Headcanon, Edgy didn't help Nick in that case due to his own sense of justice or his raging yaoi hormones, but because he's a die-hard SS fan. I like that theory. Regrettably, I don't have much of an interest in ninjas. Well, this show will change your mind. Come on, we have to hurry. If we miss even a second of the Jammin' Ninja's awesome playing, I'll never forgive you. I suppose you're not about to give me much of a choice here, are you, Kay? Aw, doesn't like the Jammin' Ninja. Must be far inferior to the Steel Samurai. Ah, I could listen to that A Ninja Marked for Death's Lullaby song all day. His superb playing and that sad melody really brought a tear to my eye. And his heart-wrenching voice, now that's the Jammin' Ninja's greatest weapon. Ah, those pieces of Jammin' Ninja merchandise over there. I've got to have them. I especially want the hair sticks they're selling exclusively at these shows. They're exactly like the ones of the heroine Princess Missola. The heroine Princess Missola wears in her hair. Anyway? Hold it right there, Mr. Edgeworth. Yes? You're thinking of going home, aren't you? Well, it doesn't seem likely that Yatagarasu will be making an appearance tonight. And cue Yatagarasu. Most likely, it was simply a prank. No way! I just know the Yatagarasu will show. But I thought you said that the Yatagarasu doesn't send calling cards. Yeah, I did, but I figured from the very beginning that this would wind up being a wild goose chase. But that card she sent was a genuine fake calling card. A genuine fake? Well, how can I word this? The Yatagarasu's mark that's on the calling card is exactly the same as my mark. Get it now? Yeah, there we go. We've got a problem! Oops, wrong button. The Yatagarasu has been spotted in Alabast. What? You hear that, Mr. Edgeworth? Ha! So you finally decided to show yourself, you phony! Hey, what gives? I'm sorry, but I will need to search you before you may enter. What the? Hey! The Steel Samurai just waltzed straight on through without one. Now if you don't hurry up and let me through, my phony is going to escape. Okay, a country's embassy is considered to be part of the country itself. If you don't go through the proper procedures to enter the country. Mr. Edgeworth, I'm going to enter through Babao and climb over the wall into Alabast. You would tell a prosecutor straight out that you intend to illegally enter another... Kay, are you listening to me? Kay Faraday, and I'm coming through. Yes, and welcome. Someone stop her! Anyone! Oh dear. March 14, 6:12 PM, open air stage. Okay, where are you? Don't tell me you really did find some way over this fence. Ah! Fire! This is too big for us to handle. Looks like the Yatagarasu came to Babao too. You accursed Yatagarasu. Kay, you had better be alright, wherever you are. Oh boy. March 14, 6:45 PM, Babylese Embassy, Secretariat's office. I told you, it wasn't me! Hold it! Kay, are you alright? Do I look alright to you? Now, can you do something about this woman? Mr. Edgeworth? Detective Gumshoe, what is the meaning of this? Well, sir, it's, this. He's... It wasn't me. Another murder. Not a murder. He was already dead when I ran in here, hot on the heels of the fake Yatagarasu. Look, I only came in here because I saw a suspicious person at the open air stage. A suspicious person? A long black coat and a hood over their head. I dare you to tell me that's not suspicious. When I saw that person, I immediately thought that they must be the fake Yatagarasu. So I chased after them into the embassy, then into here, and then lost sight of them. But I just know that person is the one who did it. What are you so worked up over? There is no reason for you to be this loud. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you're Agent Lang's secretary. Sheena, I believe your name is, correct? And if you are making an arrest, I assume you have evidence that it was Kay who committed the crime? Is that also correct? You refuse to answer? I don't need to answer. You are merely a prosecutor in this country, meaning you have no investigative authority. Hey, pal! Just what the heck does what you just said mean? If it happened here, it's under Mr. Edgeworth's jurisdiction. The end. And seeing as how this building is sitting on our soil, we can investigate wherever we'd like. Unfortunately, Detective, embassies are a different matter.
Huh?
This office is considered to be part of the Republic of Babao, which means that anything that happens in here defaults to the control of the Babalese government and Babalese law, giving them exclusive extraterritorial rights.
Extraterrestrial rights? Sir, do you really believe that the truth is out there?
Jesus. Find a way to blame Maya too. Poor Maya. Basically, our country's laws do not apply inside the embassy of another country. That's what was agreed to by our respective governments. Our authority to investigate was effectively nullified the second we entered this place, which means we can do little here in this situation.
No way, sir.
Please leave this matter in Interpol's hands and go home.
Mr. Edgeworth?
Hey, you're not Mr. Edgeworth? Is that going to be Lang? I'm going to guess it's Lang. In that case, allow me to join your investigation. Oh no, Franziska!
Miss Von Karma!
Ambassador Paleno, I truly appreciate you allowing me to join the investigation. It's really nothing. Manny was my secretariat, so of course I want to help you as much as I can. In fact, it's a blessing that Interpol agents were able to make it so quickly. Franziska. Well, well, I never imagined that I'd meet you here, of all places. This is an embassy, meaning that you have no authority to conduct... Already? What is it? Ambassador Paleno. And you are? I'm Miles Edgeworth, public prosecutor. I ask that you please allow me to investigate this case as Miss Von Karma's assistant.
Assistant?
Miles, what the heck do you think you're... Please, I implore you, Ambassador Paleno. Very well, I'll be counting on the two of you, Miss Von Karma and Mr. Edgeworth.
What did you mean by you'll be Miss Von Karma's assistant?
I don't exactly have a choice, do I, Detective? If I don't become Franziska's assistant, I can't participate in this investigation. There you go again, running at the mouth with that aloof expression on your face. Franziska, please. I don't know what you're planning quite yet, but at least I do know one thing, that you are now my subordinate. Just remember that my whip is always ready to wake you, should you have a brain lapse. Of course, I'll keep that in mind. If you are done playing games... Right, let's begin the investigation. Secretariat's office. By the way, Detective, I suppose it's a bit late to be asking, but why are you here?
Well, better late than never, I guess, sir. I was placed on guard duty for the Babalese embassy today.
And why are our police guarding an embassy?
Well, on account of the card they got from the Yatagarasu. They called us up and asked for our help, sir. Oh, and because we've been searching for the Yatagarasu these past 7 years. It was a more or less mutually beneficial arrangement, if you ask me.
Except for how mutually unbeneficial this has all turned out to be, I suppose. It looks like you failed to competently perform your guard duty yet again.
Oh!
Look forward to your next salary negotiation. Although it's out of my hands.
But sir, if it gets cut anymore, I won't be able to buy even packet noodles anymore.
Aw. Oh wait, Gumshoe's my partner? Okay. When playing as a defense attorney, you're just a defense attorney, screw off. When playing prosecutor, lol, you're just a lawyer, screw off. Yeah, it's true, isn't it? Let's talk to Gummy.
Yes, sir?
Check out my badge.
Hey, it's your prosecutor's badge. This thing's really important, right? So what would happen if you lost it, sir?
Why are you asking me such an ominous question?
Well, because I've lost my police badge before, sir. I just wanted to tell you to be careful, sir. Because writing the explanation section on those requisition forms is really annoying. I believe someone needs to listen to his own advice a bit more often. Let's check out our evidence. Embassy guide. 2 countries share this building with borders. Touch the check button. Kingdom of Alabas. The Kingdom of Alabas still produces the very luxurious Cadopian paper, which is renowned for its something quality. Republic of Babao. The Republic of Babao is the sole producer of Babyliss ink, which is made from wit crystal. They are also known to generously something. Okay. Still Samurai's autograph. Autograph with a sketch of his face and weapon. To Mr. Edgeworth, still Samurai Daddy. Married man of Neo Old Tokyo. Still Samurai Daddy. What the heck? Oh. Secretariat is a famous racing horse. Really? Oh, okay. Didn't know that. What do you notice about this piece of evidence, Detective? Well, I don't really sense anything special about it, but the embassy is a different story. I see. I'm not really sensing anything special from you either, sir. Well, I'm sensing a special look at your monthly salary, Detective. Gee, settle down, Edgeworth. He's being a real asshole. Nothing to say about the autograph? I'm going to show that to everyone. While you were on guard duty, did you notice anything unusual? Well, I was on watch inside the embassy. But unfortunately, I didn't run into the Yatagarasu, sir. But I did talk to an officer who was on duty near the border between the 2 embassies, who told me that not a single person crossed the boundary during the incident. I see. The investigations into the fire and the Yatagarasu are a mess thanks to both events. I'm so confused, sir. Should I be putting the fire out or investigating? What do you think, sir? Aren't you old enough to solve your own problems yet, Detective? I'd like an update on how the investigation is going. Oh yeah. Well, it's going, sir. In other words, no one has any idea of what happened here, correct? To put it simply, yeah, you got it, sir. But we do know that something happened in this room, sir. Any moron with a pair of eyes can see what happened, Detective. Oh. Well, anyway, let's investigate every single nook and cranny in this room, sir. We have to get serious, or Kay will end up getting arrested as the killer. Yes, I am already well aware of that. Oh. In order to find out what really happened here in this room, we will need to gather whatever information we can. It's time to take a good look. No worries panicking. What have we got here? Because this is a national treasure, can I ask that you please not touch it? I'm afraid the only ones allowed to touch it are myself and the Secretariat. But there is a possibility that it is related to the murder, wouldn't you agree? Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, why don't we give up for now? We can force them to let us investigate it later when we find some solid proof. I suppose I don't have a choice here. This must be one of the Primadox statues Kay was talking about earlier. Is it just me, or does this man look just like the Steel Samurai? They could be twins. Sort of? Babao's Primadox statue. Miles Edgeworth. What is it? Let me tell you something. You are currently my subordinate. And if you wish to convince everyone else of that, you will speak to me with respect. What's with the giddy glint in her eyes? I don't think that will really be necessary, Francisca. Oh, really? Well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't change the fact that you are still under me.
I thought Francisca was flying around the world in pursuit of the smuggling case. So then why is she here at this embassy? Must have got a break in her case, I reckon. Check out my badge. What about your prosecutor's badge? I have one too, you know. Ah, yes, so you do. But seeing as I'm not currently a proper prosecutor, I thought I'd give presenting it a try. Is there any way for you to act towards your superior? As if threatening a whipping is the proper way of lecturing someone. Miss Von Karma, what do you think of this piece of evidence? Well, since you asked so nicely as my subordinate, I'll answer you. However, as your superior, I also must make sure that my subordinates grow on the job. Therefore, please gather your own thoughts together first, and then try presenting again. A simple "I don't have any thoughts about that" would have sufficed. Check out my autograph. Statue. Both countries claim to own real one. National treasure. Only ambassador and secretariat can touch. Okay, can't get a good look at it yet. Check out the statue. Oh, okay. I was investigating at the Alabastian embassy when I got wind of this mess. Ah, that's right. The Yatagarasu was due to appear at that embassy as well. Yes, but the difference is that we didn't have a fire over there. Although there was an incident at the Alabastian embassy as well. But I left Agent Lang in charge of that case and came over to the Babalese embassy. Ah, so Agent Lang is here as well, huh? I see you've met. Well, he's in the Alabastian embassy acting as bodyguard for Ambassador Alba. However, he seems to have a different reason for being there. So the suspect in the murder that occurred in this office is that little girl, I see. Is she, perhaps, trying to be the Yatagarasu?
Kay would never harm a soul, sir.
Kay? You remember, do you not, about the case we investigated together 7 years ago? That girl is the daughter of the victim in that case, Mr. Faraday. So, she's that feisty little girl. Kay has been on the trail of the Yatagarasu, which is how she ended up here, looking for the one who took her father's life. I see.
Kay's trying so hard, but you know what? The Yatagarasu just keeps on tricking us all.
How so?
The Yatagarasu sent a card saying, "I will be there to steal your dirtiest secret." But all we've had is an arson and a murder. The lab boys are going in circles. You know what this is, sirs? It's a breach of contract, and it's going on the rap sheet.
If you ask me, I'm perfectly fine with the fact that nothing was stolen tonight. I do wonder, though, if Callisto Yu really is the Yatagarasu.
Talk to you.
I can't believe that Manny fell among thieves tonight.
Manny, hey?
Is that who I think it is? I guess we'll investigate the body soon. Without him, I have no idea what my schedule for tonight is. Ambassador Pileno, I believe your schedule tonight will consist of listening to reports from the police. That and only that. I ask you to cooperate not only for your own sake, but for Mr. Cochin's as well.
Yeah, it is Manny Cochin. Huh.
That was he
was one of the guys from Case 4.
There were so many characters in Case 4. So he was the suspect in the original KG8 incident, was that right? And he was found not guilty? Yeah. You're a rather strong man, aren't you? How fascinating! Here, I know it isn't much, but I'd like you to have these. I'm sorry, but it would be against my principles to accept a bribe. Oh, no, these are simply coupons we distribute to promote Babel. Remember, we offer a large number of discounts and offers when you visit lovely Babel. Now I remember, the Republic of Babel is known for its feverish tourism industry. Jigger my badge. Oh, is that a prosecutor's badge? It has a very cool design. I know. We should start selling items like this as souvenirs in Babel. The tourists will absolutely go nuts over them. Please don't compare a proud symbol of my profession to a cheap souvenir. Oh, isn't that about our great embassy? How do you like our pamphlets? I feel indifferent about them, to be honest. I'm just using this as evidence. Oh, that's too bad. In that case, I guess we'll just have to try harder to make more charming ones. I just had a flash of inspiration. We should make all of our pamphlets into coupon books. His expectations of what a coupon can do is just a tad hyperinflated. Someone reacted to the badge. Yeah, people are actually reacting to it. That's good. You get to pre-order FF8 tomorrow. Nice. You're trying to curb your excitement until you see how well they've done with it. You'll be very sad if they messed anything up. You love that too much? Ah, okay. I hope it's a good remaster. I hope it's good. Ambassador Poleno, I was wondering if you might have some thoughts on this. I think that you would know more about the case than I. So let me make it up to you for not knowing anything about that with these coupons. Thank you, however I feel I must decline. He's so happy, look at him. This statue resembles that hero, the Steel Samurai, don't you think? I was thinking, what would you say to changing its name to the Steel Samurai statue? It just might attract a few more tourists to our country if I did, right? I'm not sure what to think. I thought that thing was a national treasure. I was wondering if you might tell me a bit about the deceased, Manny Cochin. He was my secretary and the embassy secretariat, charged with running the whole place. He was an admirable man. His death is a great loss to our country. He was in charge of everything, accounting, printing, taking care of our national treasures. I'm sorry, but did you say printing? Our country's primary source of revenue is our tourism industry. So, in order for us to print the necessary pamphlets, flyers, coupons, etc., we have a printing press here at our embassy. I see. Please excuse my forwardness. However, I feel I should mention that I have the distinct impression that I've met him before. Oh yes. Since you are of the legal profession, I suppose you just might have. After all, Manny was involved in the KG8 incident. The KG8 incident? The defendant who was found innocent in that case was Manny. So, your Mr. Cochin is the same man as the one in that case. It's been 10 years. Manny recovered personally from that case, and dove enthusiastically into this job. He was the one who planned this event, and was to oversee this embassy's renovations. It really is a shame. He had such a bright future ahead of him. What exactly did you mean earlier by renovations? We can't have tourists and visitors to our embassy think we're a poor nation, can we? So renovating the embassy is something of an investment. We may have a rather paltry budget, but we're trying our best to make do. However, I guess the only person who could have helped us do our best is no longer with us. IRL, your badge is cheap, Edgeworth. Cheapworth. It's cheap. Yeah, this badge was like $10 off eBay. Went to Edgeworth though. Yeah, hang on. Whoop. There are still some burnt objects scattered on the floor. Well, burnt things get burnt and then they become burnt things, you know? No, because there is no way to prove that the burnt thing started out as a burnt thing. Was it a burnt thing, or was it not? I have no idea what's what anymore, sir. Yes, I suppose it's a bit hard for someone with a burnt-out light bulb to comprehend. Yeah, they did go kind of a bit overboard with making Gumshoe
unintelligent. It looks like this was once a grandfather clock, but it has fallen victim to the fire. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth! Is it okay for me to talk about the clocks in my house, sir? If they're unrelated to the case, I hope that you will refrain from sharing, but... Well, there's this one clock that I made by myself, but the timer on it meant... That's quite enough, Detective. These shelves are lined with American souvenirs and memorabilia. It's really strange, isn't it? I mean, I thought this was the Babylonia embassy. So, why are there so many American souvenirs, sir? Perhaps the Babylonia are studying American culture and our tourism industry. If they have plans to make the Babylonia tourism industry truly flourish, then they would need to observe and study other countries' methods, I suppose. Speaking of tourism, I got these from the blonde guy earlier, sir. He said that if I bring these with me to Babao, I can trade them in for a few buffets. Oh, so how do you expect to travel to Babao? Well, the whole world is connected by the ocean, sir. And for an all-you-can-eat buffet, I'd swim all the way to Babao if I had to. Can a few simple coupons really motivate people to do such fantastic things? Mr. Edgeworth, there's still something on this display rack, sir. Knives, huh? There's one missing. Although the blades are all that remain of them, unfortunately. I guess the handles all got burnt off by the fire. Ah, so even the knives fell victim to the fire. Ambassador Poleno, are these knives yours? Why, yes, they are. They are a special set of ornamental knives featuring the national symbol of Babao. These butterfly-themed knives, along with Alabast's own set of knives, are comprised of 3 knives each. But I can't believe the Babylonia ones have been reduced to this state. Ornamental knives, huh? There's a small release on the tang of this blade. Ambassador Poleno, what is this notch here for? Oh, that! It's a feature of these knives wherein you can freely exchange the handles on them, so that we can change how they look to fit the situation, of course. I see. So these knives were constructed so that the handles could be easily removed. That's interesting. Also, there's one missing, hello! There's one missing! It's kind of important. He said there's 3. Didn't he say there were 3? Yeah. There's one missing! Poleno is Baby the Birdman. Always rubbing Play-Doh snakes with hands or something. Yeah, actually. Hey! It's another butterfly! I believe it is a symbol of the Republic of Babao. A drawing this big on the wall of an embassy. It definitely conveys a sense of overwhelming patriotism. Well, I've got a lot of patriotism too, sir. The reason I became a cop in the first place was because I wanted to protect our country. You may want to, Detective. However, I have yet to see the fruits of your desire. You don't have to be so blunt about it, sir. Edgeworth is a jerk so far this case. Probably because Kay's in trouble. Kay, are you alright? You believe me, don't you, Mr. Edgeworth? You don't think I did it, right? Yes, of course I don't. And I promise to prove that it wasn't you. That's enough chit-chat. You can investigate all you like, but it's only a matter of time before we take her in. It would be wise of you to give up while you can. No, I don't think so. Kay isn't lying, and my investigation will prove that to be true. Go ahead and try then, if you're that confident. I can't allow this to continue on this way. I must prove her innocence post-haste. What's this? A safe? A small personal safe. This was Mr. Cochin's office. So perhaps he stored his most important documents in here. Ah, of course it's locked. It appears we won't be able to open it without the key. Haven't saved in a while, so let's save. Good night, Azraia. Thanks for hanging out. Oh, sorry.
Sorry, but Interpol is still conducting its investigation beyond this point. I'm a subordinate of Miss Von Karma. Is there some reason why I'm being denied access? My superior clearly stated, don't you dare let anyone near the site. You got it? If I let you examine the site, my superior would get really angry at me.
You know, Mr. Edgeworth, I feel really bad for the guy, so why don't we do as he says?
Yes, I suppose we might as well. Ah, there's the missing knife. So our victim was the secretariat of this embassy, I take it. Manny Cochin, I heard that he was an admirable person. Very admirable. The cause of death is a stab to the base of his neck. He was lax in watching his back. We were fortunate that the fire missed our victim's body for the most part. If the fire had burned a bit longer, it would have made identifying him a hassle. So, Mr. Cochin was stabbed to death in the middle of a raging fire. What in the world happened inside this room?
I won't rest until blah blah blah.
Is this knife the murder weapon? Some preliminary testing has been conducted. According to the results, the blood on that matches the victim's blood. The blade's shape was also found to be consistent with the stab wound. I suppose this means that we now know that the crime was committed with this knife.
This knife's got some really fancy ornamentation going on, huh, sir? This thing practically screams artsy at me, too. Although, it's also covered in blood. Just like the last thing that I said was artsy.
But the handle is pristine. There's not a single drop of blood on it. Speaking of the handle, I believe it has a butterfly motif. It's very beautiful.
Knife data.
Manny Cochin. I've seen him before. He was the suspect in the KG-8 incident. And I saw him talking with the elder sister of the victim of that case, Miss Callisto Yu. I wonder if there is a connection between his murder and the KG-8 incident.
Yeah, nah, I'm sure it's completely unrelated.
Nothing to do with that at all.
Definitely no connection.
It's a knife wound. It's obvious what he was killed with, but I wonder if it's consistent with the wound. Indeed. Yeah? Anything else to look at around here?
I won't rest until... Okay, there's more. Oh, is that the key he's got in his pocket?
There appears to be something in his pocket. This key. It can't be. Isn't this the Yatagarasu's key that was stolen 7 years ago? What? But that's...
Huh? 7 years ago? Oh! You mean that case where I was framed, sir?
Yes, it's the piece of evidence that stole the life of Kay's father 7 years ago. Which was then stolen by Callisto Yu.
What? Mr. Faraday was killed with this key, sir? I thought he was killed with a knife. Ew!
Scruffy! At the very least, try to remember the details of crimes you were a suspect in. Francisca, as you will recall, Detective Gumshoe was not present when Miss Yu made her escape. Plus, even among law enforcement, only a few knew of this key's existence. I doubt that a new rookie at the time would have been made privy to such knowledge.
Oh, I feel like the victim right now, all trampled on, sir.
I suppose I'll just have to fill you in now. The secret to this key is...
to get my fingerprints all over it and ruin the evidence.
It's not that far-fetched to think that the end of this key was meant to be a butterfly. The keymaker must have been a true patriot to have fashioned this after the national symbol. Wait. What does the Yatagarasu have to do with... Press the button. Let's zoom out. There we go. Oh! Wow, that's amazing, sir. It's like some kind of magic trick. It seems like Secretariat is the French equivalent of a secretariat. Oh, okay. That makes sense. Yeah, they've been using it as if it meant secretary, so that makes sense. Hey Alyosha, I'm doing pretty well today, actually. You wanted to help me choose what game before, since I asked? Yeah, I ended up going for this one because I wanted to, because we're so far in it, I feel like we're nearly done. But I want to play some Mario, so I want to get back to playing some Super Mario Kart as well. Because that's been quite fun. Yeah, we'll definitely get back to that. Swap that back to there, and there we go. I knew it. This is the same exact piece of evidence that Miss Yu took with her. I remember this beautiful pattern in the blade. I remember this as well. It's a vine motif, isn't it? Yes, it looks like two interwoven vines, crisscrossing down the blade. Vines, sirs? I think it looks like a bunch of stars, if you ask me. It's one of those six-sided stars, just like the police mark on our IDs. I really don't think you can call these stars. To say that the detective's art sense is underdeveloped would be an understatement. I was kind of hoping that Gumshoe had an actual insight there that they hadn't seen. Gumshoe needs some moments. He just gets trodden on all the time. The real question is, why was the Babyliss Embassy Secretariat holding this? While we don't know how Mr. Cochin came to possess this key, we do know that this was stolen by the Yatagarasu from the Cadopian Embassy. That's right, Mr. Faraday had written that fact down in his organizer. I believe this means that further research is required into the country of Cadopia. Oh, okay. I kind of actually forgot that's where this originally came from. Okay. You get back from buying lunch and you find me playing Final Fantasy. That does look like a sword, doesn't it? You're feeling a bit better today? You're doing okay? Alright, I'm glad to hear that, Alyosha. I'm glad to hear you're doing okay. Why don't you ask Ambassador Paleno about what he knows? Supposedly he was a candidate to be the next Cadopian ambassador once long ago. He should be able to answer any specific questions you may have. Okay. Check if there's anything else to look at here. I already checked this area. Cool. All done. All done. Anything new from Francisca? Nope. Okay. Hello. I like his weird pose. Ambassador Paleno, I was wondering if I may ask you about Cadopia. Cadopia? Alright. What would you like to know about? What would you like to talk about? First, I'd like to ask you about this key. What about this key? I found it sticking out of Mr. Cochin's pocket. I believe it originally belonged to this embassy. Is that correct? Upon closer inspection, it seems that this key is shaped like a butterfly. That's not all about this key. It's also capable of changing into a knife. Oh! How fascinating! Is it possible that the ambassador didn't know about the existence of this key? In its knife form, there is a flower mark at the base of the blade. I guess this knife might be from when we used to be a part of Cadopia. And how did you come to that conclusion? It has both of Cadopia's national symbols, the butterfly and the flower. I suppose Manny used this key here at the embassy, back when we were still Cadopia. Could this be the key to the safe? Ambassador Paleno, this key was stolen from the Cadopian embassy 7 years ago by Callisto Yu, otherwise known as the Great Thief Yatagarasu. Oh, really? You were not aware that Miss Yu had broken into this embassy at that time? I'm sorry, I can't be of much help. I'm not very familiar with the details, you see. I only became the ambassador after Babao became its own independent nation. But if Manny were still alive, he would probably know about what happened back then. Mr. Koshin and Miss Yu knew each other 7 years ago. But that doesn't explain why I found the Yatagarasu's key here in the present. Oh, you like my Paleno voice? Nice, thanks. It's kind of fun just making up voices on the fly. Alright, what do we got in our evidence? Notes on Kochin's body. COD, single stab to base of neck. The body wasn't badly burnt by the fire. Okay. Knife, covered in victim's blood. The blade matches the wound. Butterfly motif is noteworthy. So this is what took Mr. Kochin's life. Some of his blood is still on the blade. Wow, I've been a detective for 7 years already. I've seen a lot of weapons in my days, but knives that were used to kill are always the hardest for me to bear. Yes, unlike guns, this is one weapon where you're likely to find the victim's blood on it. Yeah, just like how this one is practically drenched in it, huh sir? Despite that, it looks like the blood managed to miss the handle somehow. That's very sus. Especially since the handles are changeable. There is a lot of skilled detailing on this handle. I believe this is a butterfly. This is one amazing ornamental knife. And I'm really glad that this beautiful butterfly wasn't ruined by blood. There is not even a drop of blood on it. It really is quite exquisite. So much so that even you can understand its beauty, detective. Hey, why do you always have to look down on my taste, sir? I know what I like, and this is really well crafted. Why do I look down on his tastes? Because, my dear detective, I'm afraid your tastes are usually quite questionable. This knife. It would appear that the handle is removable. I guess so people can change them whenever they feel like it. Sounds like fun, sir. I don't think people would remove the handle just for fun, detective. Ooh, what other point is there? Yeah. Get it? Knife? Good point? Hey Shizzle, how are ya? Yeah, we just started case number 5, the final case. I'll go over it in a second. I'm just gonna look at this. Yatagarasu's key. Yatagarasu stole this from this embassy 7 years ago. It is also a knife. There is a vine motif to the ornamentation on this blade, even if Detective Gumshoe claims to see a star motif in it. Okay, I hope that actually is important. I'll be very impressed if that's important. Between the blade and handle, there is a flower, and the key itself is a butterfly. This key was stolen by the Yatagarasu 7 years ago from the Cadopian embassy, which suggests that this was made while Cadopia still existed as a country. Suggests. I mean, it existed back... Yeah, okay. Never mind. I won't be pedantic. Oop. Click the button. Yeah. We discovered this trick 7 years ago, and with it we were able to corner Miss Yu. But who would have thought that I'd see this key again after all this time? Butterfly... Okay. Okay, so... Let's see, what has happened? Yeah, we'll finish talking to this guy. Okay, we'll check out the profiles. Okay, so this one's set in the present. This is set after everything else happened. So it seems like a calling card from the Yatagarasu was sent to these embassies. And which embassy was it sent to? I forget. But yeah, these are 2 different country embassies which are together. And that's because they used to be Cadopia, the Cadopian embassies. That was that place from back in the KG8 incident and, you know, years ago. Was it 7 years ago? Yeah. Apparently that country has split into 2. Now it's Alabast and Babao. So that, probably not fun there, but, So the Yatagarasu sent a calling card here, so Kay wanted to catch her because we're thinking it might be Callisto Yu, the fake Yatagarasu. So Edgeworth and Kay came here. Kay ran off when something happened, and now she is being accused of murder because there's always a murder. Always a murder. Yeah, hang on. The murder victim was Manny Kochin, which is someone who was involved in KG8. So he's now a murder victim. So this is all tied together. We don't really know how. Also, on his body we found that key that was important last case, the key that was stolen by Callisto Yu. Yeah, he had that on his body for some reason. We don't know why. Edgeworth is one to talk. Edgeworth loves cheesy and corny tokusatsu shows. Yes. No, you're not talking about... you're not talking too much. Not talking too much at all. Alright. And Francisca's here. So on this embassy, this is considered... which embassy are we on again? I keep getting the two mixed up. But yeah, this is not considered American soil, so... Francisca's in charge of this investigation, and we've asked to be her assistant. So technically we're Francisca's assistant here. Yeah. So something happened in both embassies, actually. And... where is he? Yeah, this guy's the ambassador of Babao. Okay. Yeah, so we're in the Babao embassy, and something happened in the other embassy too. But we haven't got a look at that yet. Ambassador of Babao who will do absolutely anything for his country's tourism industry. Age 37. Look at these profiles while we're here. Young girl purporting to be the second Yatagarasu is being accused of Kochin's murder. Bern Faraday. Father of Kay, an admirable prosecutor. He was killed 7 years ago by Callisto Yu. Callisto Yu killed Kay's father 7 years ago, claimed to be Yatagarasu and then made her escape. So we haven't seen her yet, but she's definitely involved here somewhere. Gumshoe. Same dialogue as always. Sheena, age question mark. Lang's trusty secretary. Level-headed, she supports him in his investigations. Francisca, daughter of my mentor Manfred von Karma, cooperating with Interpol on smuggling case. And Manny Kochin, Ambassador Paleno's secretary and secretariat, who was defendant of KG8. This case's victim. Yeah. I think that's the important stuff. Is this a smuggling ring? It's probably tied to that. We haven't found proper ties to it, but Francisca's here. So she must have gotten tip-off or something. We don't know why she's here yet, but there must be something to do with the smuggling ring here. Alright, let's do some logic. Logic button. Yeah, you always have some really good notes, Alyosha. And some good info, so no, don't feel like you're talking too much. I enjoy your comments. Also, my hair keeps covering my badge. Hair, get out of here. Logic button. Press the logic button. Oh my god, we have 6. Never had 6 before. Okay, Francisca's return. Why is she here when she's supposed to be overseas in pursuit of a smuggling ring? Not sure what's tied into smuggling yet. Locked safe, it can't be opened without a key. This key was stolen, so I'm gonna guess that's the key to the safe. Go! We know for a fact that the Yatagarasu's key was used at this embassy. Furthermore, we found it in the victim, Mr. Kochin's pocket, which leads me to think that perhaps it is the key to the personal safe in this office. Good thinking, sir. Let's go try it out. It appears I was correct. The key that was left to us in the victim's pocket. It literally turned out to be the key to the next piece of the truth. What do we have here? Hey, there's nothing inside. Do you think the Yatagarasu made off with everything, sir? No, Detective. I believe all we need is a closer look. I won't rest until I... Is the logic button better than the Magatama? It's pretty fun. It is a pretty good button. I like the logic button. According to the profiles, Gumshoe is in charge of the investigation. Oh yeah, they never bother changing that. Huh. In charge of the initial investigation. Yeah, they just leave the same text for him, even if it's not actually true. Poor Gumshoe. It looks like such a serious safe, but there's not a scrap of paper inside. Which reminds me, the safe in your office is just as empty, huh, Mr. Edgeworth? It's merely a coincidence that both safes are empty, Detective. Well, make that a triple coincidence, because my piggy bank at home is empty too. I don't think there's anything coincidental about that, Detective. What is this here? It looks like the ripped corner of a piece of paper, sir. No, I don't think it's ripped. It seems more to me like it's stuck in the safe. Hey, you're right. It won't budge an inch, not even when I tug on it. But I don't think I've ever seen paper stuck on the inside of a safe before. Detective, I think you have it backwards. It's not the paper that's strange. It's the safe. What do you mean? What I mean is that the secret to this safe is that it has 2 compartments. It's empty. There is nothing in the safe. Well, yeah, there's nothing in the safe. But what's that got to do with anything? Why is the safe here in the first place? To keep really important things safe, sir. Yes, precisely. However, there is nothing inside the safe, which points us to a clear contradiction of facts. But remember when we checked out your safe that time? And you answered, right now, nothing. When I asked you what was inside, wouldn't that count as a contradiction too then? Oh! I suppose there are times when there just isn't anything that needs to be safeguarded. Alright, time to recollect my thoughts. What I mean is that the secret to this safe is... Why is the safe here, just to suffer? It is just as it appears to be. There is a crack in the safe, from where the lodged piece of paper is protruding. Yeah, that's exactly what it looks like, alright. We already know, so there's no reason for you to state the obvious so confidently, Miles. Hey, I feel like I'm a step closer to understanding what it's like to be Mr. Edgeworth. Drat. It appears the only thing I managed to do here is waste time. But that wasn't what I had meant to say. The paper is sticking out, and that in itself is an important fact. So, even just eyeballing it, you can see that the inside is a bit too shallow. Furthermore, with the unnatural way the paper is stuck at the back of the safe, I'd say that there is an extra bit of space behind the back wall of this safe. In other words, this safe has a second compartment. What? I suppose that you are correct in asserting that the paper is stuck in an unnatural manner. However, if what you say is correct, and there is a second compartment, how do we go about opening the door to it then? As you can see, there is no other lock or keyhole in sight. Actually, there is one more spot of interest to me on this safe. Oh? Yes, and I believe that spot is the keyhole to our mystery second lock. The safe and its locks. Alright then, since you're so sure of yourself, show me how you deduced your answer. Yeah. Keep looking around. Hey, there's a hole here, sir. It's a little too oddly shaped for a latch hole. Wow, that's a funny shape for a latch hole, huh? It's shaped kinda like a star, don't you think, sir? Detective, I would hardly call that shape a star. There must be some reason for this hole. Well, there's gotta be some reason why this hole's shaped so weirdly, you know? Am I overthinking this? No, I don't think so. Maybe I'm overthinking things? Nah, there's no way I could ever do that. Detective Gumshoe, could you please be quiet for a second? You're frightening me. That's good. That's pretty good. Alright. This spot is connected to my badge.
This piece of evidence is the key to the safe. I'm not entirely convinced it is, but I'm willing to entertain any explanation you may have. Don't worry, sir. I'm sure you're right in what you said. Although, I'm not quite sure how that piece of evidence is related to the safe either. It's bad enough for Franziska to doubt me, but Detective Gumshoe as well? I must remain calm and examine this safe once more for a clue on how to open it. Alright, so I'm assuming we use the key in it again? That'd be kind of weird though, wouldn't it? We already used the key to open it. Hang on. Turn it into the thing. Yeah, let's try it. Eureka! Doesn't the shape of this keyhole remind you of something, Franziska? The shape. It does look very familiar. However, I believe it's simply a latch hole for the safe's lock mechanism. It's just for keeping the door shut, nothing more. Is that so? The person who used this safe, Mr. Cochin, made sure this safe had 2 compartments, in order to hide something. Do you honestly think someone like that would allow the keyhole to the hidden half to look so obviously like a keyhole that even the average person could figure it out? You can't be serious! Are you saying that this hole is the keyhole to the hidden compartment of this safe? That's precisely what I'm saying. Just try it already. And I will prove to you right now that the Yatagarasu's key is the key that will open it. The Yatagarasu's key? Miles Edgeworth, this had better be a very bad joke. Sorry, but this is no joke. The Yatagarasu's key is the very key that will open the second compartment of this safe. We know that this key opens the first compartment of the safe, but the keyhole you're talking about is of an entirely different shape than that of the key. Yeah. It won't let me transform it? Okay. Does this thing come off maybe? I can't look at it. The knife part is the key. Okay. Let's go over this again, shall we? The Yatagarasu's key was originally made to open Mr. Cochin's safe in the Cadopian Embassy. We confirmed that as fact by opening the door to his safe with it. Now, let's take a look at the back end of the key. Looking at the knife portion head on, what do you see? What are you talking— It appears that you've come to understand what I'm talking about. When viewed head on, the knife's blade is the exact same shape as the keyhole. The real function of the knife portion is to act as the key to the hidden portion of the safe. But that's preposterous! Because it looks like a knife and was used like one to kill Mr. Faraday 7 years ago, we fell under the misconception that it was always meant to be a knife. But for both the safe and its key to conceal such clever tricks, whatever is hidden inside the secret section must be of incredible importance. Then, it's even possible that what I've been searching for is inside. Scruffy, hurry up and open that safe. Yes, sir. Opening it now, sir. These items, it's a bunch of funny-shaped things. I guess they're pieces of art, huh, sir? You're in the way. Now move, Scruffy. I didn't think I was in the way. These pieces of art, they're identical to ones that have been stolen from various countries around the world. I figured as much. These are the treasures this section of the safe was to hide from view. I believe a more thorough examination is required. These are pieces of stolen art from around the world. I wonder how much they're worth, especially this one. Scruffy, don't touch those valuable pieces of art with your filthy hands.
Why? Do you have any idea what would happen to you if one of them were to break? Is it just me, or did she hit one of the pieces of art just now? Alright, same dialogue for all of them. What about this paper? This is the document that we thought was stuck earlier. I wonder what it's about. Beats me, sir. Why don't we take a look at it first before we give up, detective? Mr. Cochin's name is written here on the last page. I wonder what the significance of this document is. You should probably find someone who can read that language, like, I don't know, the ambassador. To build this sort of trick into one safe is really something. Yeah, it's neat how this safe has 2 compartments. But what's really impressive is that at the other end of the key was another key. I totally hadn't noticed. I wonder if Mr. Cochin was just paranoid, or if he had secrets of that greater value. Speaking of paranoid, I once sharpened both ends of my pencil. But then when I went to erase something, I got all paranoid that I was going to stab myself. Please refrain from dispensing your special brand of unrelated stories while on duty. Yes, sir. It appears that we've found the key that Yatagarasu, no, Miss Yu, stole 7 years ago. Since it was originally from this embassy, maybe she came back to return it? I don't think she is the type to be so kind as to do such a thing, detective. Okay, then what do you think, sir? Callisto Yu. For what reason did she steal the key? And why was it left here for us to use? If the first layer of the safe had things in it, you wouldn't suspect it had a second compartment. Yeah, that would have been the smart thing to like leave some stuff in there. Or maybe they did and she only stole what was in the first compartment and didn't look for the second. Yeah, we looked at everything in there. Oh, okay, there's still more to look at. Okay. There's still more to do here. Not sure what though. Can I go show this to that guy and have him translate? Let's see. Oh, we don't have it in our inventory, so I guess we can't. That's weird. I wonder what the significance of this document is. Puts it back and forgets about it. Did it go on my logic bin, maybe? Nope. Yeah. Let's try some other logic. Francisco's return, stealing of secret. Do these two go together? Logic. To steal your dirtiest secret. Is it possible that the dirty secret the Yatagarasu was out to steal is in this very room? Dirty secret? Francisco, you're in pursuit of some dirty, underhanded dealings yourself, are you not? Something tells me that this is no coincidence. In that case, then, the person I'm looking for is here in the Babylonis embassy, huh? The head of the smuggling operation. I think I just might need to ask Francisca about her smuggling case in more depth. Now we can talk to her. And put these two together, because that's all I got left. Butterfly and butterfly. Hang on, Alabasts. Oh, no. Don't know what we'll get out of this, we'll find it though. We'll try. The design on the knife's handle. It greatly resembles a special Babylonis species of a butterfly. It does, doesn't it? Plus, it says right here, This knife is property of the Republic of Babao. Perhaps this means that the knife used in the crime was found right in this room? Really? That's all we got? It's obviously it's from right here. Why do I have the logic to... Beautiful walk, what'd you miss? We used the Yatagarasu's key, which it was found in the pocket of the victim. And we used it to open this safe, and there was a second compartment, which we opened with the knife part of the key. And there's a bunch of stolen art in here. So it seems like this guy might have been part of the smuggling operation. There's some documents there that we can't read too, because they're in a different language. Right, let's talk to Francisca first. Smuggling! Francisca, when we last talked, you said that you were on the trail of a smuggling ring. I suppose the reason you are here right now is related to that? Yes. After analysing the intel we've gathered from various countries, this embassy rose to the top of our list of sites to investigate. And this is what tipped us off. This accounting document. It's only one page of the whole thing, so we're not sure about all the details. The order I've done this in makes it all very weird. However, it's enough for us to grab onto the tail of the beast. For you see, this type of paper was made only in the Kingdom of Cadopia, which means that somewhere in the countries of Alabasta and Babao is the head. The one pulling the strings behind the entire smuggling ring. That's Francisca for you. She's amazing, pursuing this case with all she has. Yarr. Well, we just found the rest of that document. Dun, dun. Cadopian paper document. Accounting document related to smuggling. Proof someone in one of the countries is ringleader. Can't read it. But yeah. Alright. Let's go check out the missing knife thing. Something on the display rack, blah blah blah. Knives. Oh, that's right, the handles can be taken off. Yep. We know that part. What? What can't... Do I have to do that later? I don't know. Well, let's try the documents then. Let's see if we have anything new about... Alright, I can deduce now, so that means I need to deduce the documents together. It's connected to my badge. I believe this piece of evidence is somehow related. Oh, I see. That's just like you, sir, to figure these things out. But I have no idea what that connection is, so could you explain it to me, please? Very well. I'm not sure that I can explain it. I guess it's not related after all. Come on, sir. Hurry up and explain it to me. I will, eventually. Let's save it for another time when I have the proper time to explain it to you. I suppose I should carefully examine everything one more time. Wow. Jeez. Hang on, I'm gonna drink some water. The lid for this water bottle leaks. It's kind of annoying. Just got water everywhere. Oh, so annoying. Oh yeah, you're right. Actually, I do have to game over here at some point. Oh, got water on my screen. Bloody water. Hang on. Gotta get the water off the DS. Water's bad, okay? Bum, bum. Do, 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 do. Don't mind me, I'm just cleaning my touchscreen. Okay. Should we try game overing now in case it changes later? Because Kay's here right now, so she'll probably say something if we game over now. Yeah, alright, let's game over now.
I won't rest until blah blah blah, until I game over. Eureka! My badge. Yeah, well, there's no different dialogue for getting it wrong. There's only the one. Pretty good dialogue though. So hit these buttons over and over. I won't rest until the truth is lost for all eternity. Poor Edgeworth. I put him through some stuff, don't I? All just to get different reactions out of the characters. Also, I'm blessed with a cat today. She's on the couch. She blends in well though, so I don't know if I can show her. Edgeworth is very good at covering up for his mistakes, isn't he? I guess it depends on who he's talking to. I do like that we found out why Gumshoe is so loyal to Edgeworth. That was cool. Alright. I'm afraid I can't entertain you any longer. You're disrupting the investigation. I'll be taking the suspect in now. No, wait! I can see no reason for me to wait. Miles Edgeworth, as you are my subordinate, you should expect no mercy. I've lost sight of the truth. If you have no counter-argument, we'll be going now. What the... Ah, I told you it wasn't me. Okay. Mr. Edgeworth. Thus the truth was lost for all eternity. Everyone is just watching as Edgy screams Eureka over and over to the safe. Very good. Eureka! Take a good look at these documents, Francisca. It says that there are 3 pages in total, and yet there are only 2 here. Correct. Now take a look at the smuggling activity document in your possession. Tell me, is it not possible that your page was taken from this set of 3? Well, it certainly looks that way. By putting our multi-part puzzle together, we seem to have arrived at an answer. And it seems that you have now found what you were looking for. And the blue badger is victorious. Yes. The proto-badger. Yes, and with this, it has become crystal clear that Mr. Cochin himself was responsible for the mass smuggling of Babyliss Ink. Babyliss Ink. Babyliss Ink is a special product of the Republic of Babel. However, due to a special reason, only a limited volume is ever exported. And that reason is... That's classified. It's on a need-to-know basis, and you don't need to know. In any case, it seems that the head of the smuggling ring was our victim, Mr. Manny Cochin. His base was in an embassy, thus, it was hard for both our country and his to interfere, making it the ideal conditions under which to run a smuggling operation. But it's so frustrating. I lost the person I was to rain judgment down upon with my whip of justice. Well, even if he is dead, we still have a responsibility to look into his misdeeds. You expect me to whip a dead man? Well, I'm not interested. Francisca, you must know that Manny Cochin was the suspect in the KG-8 incident. Of course I know. On top of being the head of the smuggling ring, there is the matter of what really happened in that case that needs to be resolved. Complete.
Are you done investigating? You realize now, don't you, that this girl is the only one it could be? Now come along quietly, Yatagarasu, Kei Faraday. You are under arrest for the murder of Manny Cochin. But, Mr. Edgeworth, please, you have to believe me. I didn't do it. I chased the fake Yatagarasu in here earlier, and he was already... You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. I'd like to help you reduce the number of mistaken arrests Interpol makes. What is that supposed to mean? I believe I told you that Kay Faraday is not the culprit of this crime. Very well, I suppose I have no choice. I'll show you just how foolish your claims are. Bum bum bum. Why arrest Kay? Even your police confirmed that the Yatagarasu infiltrated the Babylonis embassy tonight. Utilizing the confusion caused by the fire, the Yatagarasu snuck into this embassy. Cat sneezing. Oh. The documents look like algebra homework. There's a tired dirt bomb of a kitty lying over on the floor somewhat behind you. Midnight gets to tuck it out when she goes on a walk. Aww. Bobby is fine on walks, but Midnight needs to lose some weight. Aww. Toppy kitty. Interpol had 5 mistakes already. Wow, is there really 5 so far this game? Wow. They're pretty bad, aren't they? Furthermore, this girl claims to be the Yatagarasu. And most importantly, other than her, there was no one else in here with the body. Your reason for suspecting Kay is because you think she is the Yatagarasu? Exactly. But it isn't just me. She calls herself the Yatagarasu. Ah! Look, how many times do I have to tell you? I was only out to capture the fake Yatagarasu. Imposter or not, it matters not. A Yatagarasu is a Yatagarasu. What is that logic? What? Very well, then I shall prove that Kay is not the Yatagarasu who killed Mr. Manny Cochin. Go ahead and try. Show me what the prosecutors of this country are made of. Even your police confirmed that the Yatagarasu infiltrated the Babylonis embassy tonight. You're referencing the band Interpol? Ah! Terrible joke. 5 mistakes. So is that, did they make a song called 5 Mistakes? Or have they done like 5 albums? The portrait of Kay seems to just be flipped though, not distinct between left and right. Ah, that's a shame. I noticed with Gumshoe that Gumshoe's wasn't flipped because his pencil was always visible regardless of which way he was facing. Pencil he wears behind his ear. They may have confirmed it, but are you telling me that no one could catch the thief? If so, you're basically admitting that the Yatagarasu that committed murder eluded us. Of course, I chased after the Yatagarasu that entered the Babylonis embassy right away. And that is also why I'm making this arrest right now. Because at the end of my long chase, there was only this girl. In any case, this is what I believe happened tonight. Utilizing the confusion caused by the fire, the Yatagarasu snuck into this embassy. But you're saying she didn't set the fire? The confusion caused by the fire. Are you saying that the Yatagarasu was not the arsonist who started the fire? Wavelength! A suspicious person in a long coat was spotted in the area. Officers in the area claim to have seen that person start the fire. It sounds like we have a phantom in our midst. Yeah. What was that response from Gumshoe just then? Does he know something? In a way, he could be considered a phantom with the way he randomly appears. Furthermore, this girl claims to be the Yatagarasu. Just because she calls herself that, it doesn't prove that she is a killer. No, but it does give her a motive. The Yatagarasu sent a card saying, "I will be there to steal your dirtiest secret." Furthermore, there are documents pertaining to some smuggling activity in this room. She obviously wanted to steal them. So she killed Mr. Cochin for the key. I see. Her logic is very sound. I expected nothing less of Agent Lang's secretary. Her logic isn't sound at all. But why would we expect him to have the key? Because the key was stolen 7 years ago. What? Nah. However, that statement just now didn't sound right. It just might be the opening I need. Okay, we've got a new statement, so we'll go for that one last. And most importantly, other than her, there was no one else in here with the body. I really don't think that being the first to discover the body makes her the killer by default. No, but if you saw the self-reported Yatagarasu standing in front of a body, wouldn't you get a little suspicious yourself? Grr. Even so, I'd still listen to what that person had to say before I passed judgment. Huh, are you talking about yourself in those times when you were under suspicion? I think the pain of being falsely accused is something you really should experience. But what? I personally know that feeling really well, sir. And given my situation, I now know exactly what it's like too. I'm fine with never experiencing it, ever. Are you done with your little group conference? So, Agent Shinart suspects Kei of murder, simply because Kei is the Yatagarasu. But if I can prove that the Yatagarasu's goal is not related to murder, then I may be able to begin to reason with her. Yeah, that's right, my webcam's flipped. Interpol had released 5 albums after the debut album. Okay. You love Interpol, but everything after the first album wasn't as good. Okay. That's a shame. She wanted to steal documents regarding smuggling, so she killed Mr. Cochin for the key. Okay. So, you're claiming that Kei knew that a foreign country's embassy had such documents? As stated in the calling card, the Yatagarasu was out to steal a dirty secret, which means that the goal tonight was to steal those smuggling activity documents. You have it all wrong. It was the fake that sent that card. Your words are meaningless. If you are truly innocent, then let's see some proof. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth. I'll leave it to you to handle this. Yes, I'd rather you did. The Yatagarasu's goal, huh? You can claim she's innocent, but you can't change the facts I've already outlined. Bum, 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 bum. Right, let's save. Bum, 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 bum. I should see what the wrong answer dialogue is, eh? For her? Check out my bed. This piece of evidence shows us the contradiction in your testimony. By your silence, I assume you agree with my conclusion. No, I just don't have a worthy response. She put her sunnies on. In any case, I have some documents I need to attend to. I guess she feels that she has no need to counter my argument. Let's see if there's any other ones. Objection! This looks the same. Now, let's get our health back. Might as well stay at full health since we just finished an investigation. So we probably won't have one of those segments for a little bit. Okay. So the calling card was fake. Do we not have proof of that? Oh, I guess we don't. I thought we were going to show that the calling card was different from what it should be. I guess not, though. Alright, do we show that the key was... I mean, the key was stolen 7 years ago, so how did she expect to get in the safe? Agent Sheena, I regret to inform you, but there is a flaw in your logic. Oh? Even if you claim that she is the killer, and the Yatagarasu, I am certain that securing the smuggling documents is not the motive behind the murder. The key to the safe in this room was found on Mr. Kochin's body. Furthermore, the Yatagarasu would not be so stupid as to leave without the documents. Ooh, she looks a bit strange, like that. By the simple fact that the documents were still in the safe when we looked. It's obvious that the killer's target was not the safe at all. Then perhaps she didn't know that Mr. Kochin had the key on him. If that's the case, then why would she have needed to kill him? Because I can think of no reason for her to kill him if she had not known that fact. Need, reason... all of this is simply our conjecturing. After the fact. It's entirely possible that she accidentally killed him when she was sneaking in. Perhaps she didn't notice the safe second compartment before returning the key. But the fact still remains that Mr. Kochin was stabbed to death. But you have no definitive proof that it was Kay who committed the act. Actually, I do. I saw her holding the knife she used on the victim with my own eyes. What? Allow me to tell you a bit more about the evidence that will put her away behind bars. You could have told us that earlier. The knife wound on the body is consistent with the blade of the knife. The knife with the butterfly handle is the murder weapon which the killer was holding. I assume she obtained the knife from the display rack and used it on the victim. The knife is a part of a special 3-piece set, which has a design like no other. The evidence and testimony, it all points to the girl. There is no counter-argument. I'll be the judge of that. No, that is your definitive evidence? You see now that she is definitely the killer, right? No! Mr. Edgeworth, you've got to believe me. I saw a suspicious person in a long black coat outside the embassy, I swear. And you came in here because you were chasing this suspicious person? That's right. I ran into this office only because I was chasing after that person. But when I entered the room, it was pitch black. I couldn't see a thing. I felt something on the ground next to my foot, so I turned on the lights, but then... Ah!
Who's there?
This is... I came to this room upon hearing the girl's scream, and when I saw her holding the knife, I immediately restrained her. So the object Kay felt by her feet on the floor was the murder weapon. I had the knife analysed right away, but we failed to find anyone's prints on it. But the suspicious person in the black coat who came into this room before me... You continue to insist there was such a person, but if there was, where did they go? That... I don't know, but I know they came in here. That sounds like the desperate excuses of a suspected killer, not a trustworthy testimony. You understand, don't you? We can't trust this girl's words, Mr. Edgeworth.
Grr.
She has a point. Even if Kay's words are the truth, I must show that they are, with some solid evidence. Mr. Edgeworth? I really didn't. Kay, don't worry. If you didn't do it, then there must exist a way for me to prove that. Still not giving up, I see. In that case, try to counter my argument, if you can. Don't worry, I can and I will. Can't the Yatagarasu redesign their calling card to keep up with the times? Yeah, it could just be redesigned, that's true. Space Ghost. The space... Do you mean... Are you referencing Space Ghost Coast to Coast? That was a funny show. Definitive evidence. The knife wound on the body is consistent with the blade of the knife. Does this mean that you already have the results back? We have confirmed that the shape of the Babyliss knife's blade matches the wound. Please don't confuse the efficiency of Interpol's forensics teams with your own. I won't if you don't underestimate our police force. And so we're clear, I'd hardly say your logic is sound, which you will see in a bit. If you can prove me wrong, please, by all means, go ahead. That has been my intention all along. Now, let us return to your testimony. Yeah, I want to watch that show again, actually. I used to watch it on Adult Swim. That was a funny show. Definitive evidence. Regular evidence with all the DLCs included from launch. That's pretty good. The knife with the butterfly handle is the murder weapon, which the killer was holding. You mean to say that you saw Kay holding the murder weapon with your own eyes? I was also on the search for the Yatagarasu. When I heard that girl's scream coming from this room, I rushed over straight away. When I arrived, I saw that girl standing there motionless with the knife in her hands. But I already told you! I only came in here because I was also after the Yatagarasu. The suspicious person I saw came into this room. But when I entered, it was pitch dark. I felt something by my foot on the floor, so I turned on the lights, and then you found out that it was a murder weapon at your feet. How many times do I have to tell you? We can't trust the words of a suspect. The only thing you'll accept is evidence, is it? That's the only acceptable way to counter an agent of Interpol on the scene of a crime. Mr. Edgeworth, do you have some kind of evidence that can prove me innocent? I think I do, because there is one piece of evidence I find to be a bit interesting. I think I need to carefully examine that piece of evidence again. Okay, so she's claiming she saw with her own eyes her holding the knife, but Kay hasn't mentioned picking up the knife at all. She's just found it by her feet. So let's go. What's going on there? Is Sheena lying or is Kay lying? Someone's lying. Hey, Sanatukai. I bet I can prove it. No, you can't. I have evidence. I highly doubt it. I totally do, though. Well, why don't you present it right now? Yeah, their back and forth is kind of strange, isn't it? I assume she obtained the knife from the display rack and used it on the victim. Everyone is just confused. Yeah, most likely. I ask that you please refrain from speculation. It's a sound hypothesis derived from the evidence. There's no room for debate. Miles Edgeworth, know that an ungraceful loss will not be tolerated, my subordinate. Now, rebut her hypothesis with factual logic. Otherwise, what was your investigation for? Yes, you are correct. Thank you. Helping a subordinate out with advice is the job of any good superior. She seems to be rather enjoying herself, but she is correct, nonetheless. Agent Sheena, please continue with your testimony. The knife is a part of a special 3-piece set, which has a design like no other. About the 3-piece set, is there really no other like it? Let's ask Ambassador Peleno for more details, shall we? The knives are indeed special. They have the butterfly, the symbol of the Republic of Babao, engraved on them. And because there are only 3 of them in the world, they are very, very valuable. The national symbol, huh? Well, the knives are covered in the butterfly design. Along with the Alabastian set, our respective countries only have 3 knives each. I see. Are you satisfied now? If so, let's continue. So with the whole interchangeable handle thing, I'm gonna assume that this knife actually came from the other embassy and the handle was switched or something. The evidence and testimony, it all points to the girl. There is no counter-argument. Agent Sheena's proof is the Babyliss knife that Kay was allegedly holding.
Yeah. So, how are you gonna prove that Kay didn't do it, sir?
If Agent Sheena wants to suspect Kay merely because Kay was the only one here, then I must show with evidence that Kay couldn't have committed the murder.
But do you have such evidence, sir?
Yes, there is one piece of evidence that seems very unnatural to me, and I believe it is my duty to point that out to Agent Sheena.
Hold it!
No, I believe there is still room for debate, and I'll thank you to not decide that for me. I didn't decide anything for you. I'm merely looking at reality the way it is. Are you sure you're not just viewing the facts through rose-colored glasses? Mr. Edgeworth, I think she's mad at you. Perhaps, but our definitions of reality are a tad different. Are the two of you done chatting? That was good. Manny stabbed himself trying to awaken SDT, but forgot he needed someone else to stab him first to awaken DT. Very good. Yeah, what do we got? Let's have a look-see. We don't know anything about this yet. Alright. What's up with this knife? What's the deal with the knife? It is weird that the blood isn't on the, it's not on the handle. Is that what we're going for, or is that for later? Let's see what else we can find. A single stab to base of neck. The body wasn't badly burnt by the fire. Don't think this has anything to do with anything. Also, can we get someone to translate this for us? I want to know what it says. And when is this going to come into play? I have to know. I mean, we'll find out. I don't want it spoiled, but I'm looking forward to that. Embassy guide. Let's have a look at this. You can't really tell much from here, can you? A set of 3 finely crafted knives per country. All I can think of is... yeah, this is the only thing I can think of. What about the key? Let's save and try stuff. Save my video game. And where's Cat? She is bundled up on the couch. She's pretty cute, actually. Remember back when there was a time we were worried that Dante wouldn't get stabbed in DMC5? Yes, I remember that. That was pretty funny. Could it not be knives? What about forks or spoons or sporks? Also, the ones on the display rack don't have a handle, but this one does, so maybe that's what we're going for. Yeah, let's go for that. Nope, that's not it. Oh no. Oh no. I mean, that should also work, right? Because they don't have handles. A design like no other. Well, the other one has a similar design. The knife with the butterfly handle is the murder weapon. Is it though? I mean, are we going for the handle was swapped out? Aha. So, the murder weapon was the knife with the butterfly design on it. But is that really the truth? What are you getting at? I'd like for you to take a look at this. There is blood on the blade, and yet there's not a speck of blood on the handle. This signifies that at the time of the crime, a different handle was attached to this blade. The knife that Kay was holding had its handle switched and was, in fact, not the real murder weapon. It wasn't the real murder weapon? This knife can be taken apart. Shall we give it a go? Yes, please. Love this character's Bjorkian design. Ah, okay. That's cool. Yeah, I didn't realise her design was a bit like Bjork. Actually, how do you pronounce Bjork? Is the B silent? Is it Bjork? As you can see, the Babyliss knife has now been disassembled into two parts. The killer must have pulled the murder weapon out of the victim's body, and proceeded to swap the knife's original handle with this butterfly one. It was all to create the illusion that Mr. Cochin was killed with the butterfly-themed knife. This should clear up any and all suspicions surrounding Kay. I don't know, it sounds a bit wishy-washy to me, but alright. Your argument isn't airtight yet. How so? Bjork. Ah, thank you. Bjork. Bjorkian. It's possible that the girl herself is the one who switched the handles. Don't be ridiculous. For what purpose would she do such a thing? I don't care to know how a criminal thinks. That's kind of important for your job, so you can catch criminals. The way they view the world is beyond the comprehension of a normal person like myself. Therefore, I wouldn't put anything past them, no matter how odd it may seem. You're terrible at your job, lady. The truth is right there in front of you, and this knife will show you the way. You will come to see that Kay is not and could not have been Mr. Cochin's killer. Bum, 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 bum. Aha, do we have a little symbol here? And let's look at this part first. There is quite a bit of Mr. Cochin's blood on this blade. Thanks to being a prosecutor, I guess I have become accustomed to seeing blood. But this is not what is important right now. Yeah. What's this going to be a symbol of, eh? What's this part? What is this mark on here? It's the mark of a flower. I assume you know what this means? No, not really. Butterflies rest on flowers all the time to drink their sweet nectar. And so they do. However, would this butterfly really drink the nectar of this flower? She doesn't know anything about this embassy she's in. Jerk. The B is silent. It's pronounced jerk, is it? That's good. Her humour is bar none. I like it. I like it. The answer is clearly not a chance. Now to prove the relationship between the butterfly and the flower with this! Guess it's the embassy guide. It's got a flower and a butterfly. But maybe it's my badge. This piece of evidence will make everything clear to you. I can't quite figure out what you're trying to prove with that.
That is...
If you are that uncertain, then I demand you try again.
Yes, that's exactly what I was about to do.
It would appear that this piece of evidence was not sufficient enough. I should think this over once again, calmly and rationally. The flower mark engraved into the blade, and the butterfly on the handle. There must be something that can put these two symbols into the correct context for us. You can't be serious. It appears that you've made the connection. The flower on this blade is designed after a certain country's national symbol. That's right, the Kingdom of Alabast. In other words, this blade is from one of Alabast's ornamental knives. Ah! This part of the knife handle has Babal's national symbol of the butterfly on it. Therefore, it is undeniably Babalese in origin. But as we both know, you can't kill someone with just a knife handle. Incidentally, when exactly did the murder occur again, Agent Shinar? After the fire had broken out. That's right, Kay entered the Babalese embassy after the fire had taken place. Furthermore, she had not been to the Alabastian side of the building before then. On top of that, not a single person passed between the two countries during the fire. Which means that Kay could not have transported an Alabastian object over here. This makes it impossible for her to be the true killer.
Way to go, Mr. Edgeworth, sir! What a great victory! Huh? Hey, why is everyone so quiet?
I'm happy we got this far and cleared Kay's name. But what worries me now is what will happen next.
Objection!
What is the meaning of this? An Alabastian knife? Here? Do you mean, how did this find its way to the Republic of Babel? It didn't just find its way over. Rather, we should focus on how it was smuggled over. You know what? My brain hurts thinking about it while we're just standing around. Thinking while you're on the run? Now that's the way a real great thief operates. Kay? Oh, thanks a bunch, Mr. Edgeworth. For proving me innocent, I mean. You believed in me the whole time, right? Tell me you did. Not really, but... Come on, you don't have to be shy about it. Your argument is still not airtight. Would you care to elaborate? I understand now that the girl didn't commit the murder. However, there is still the possibility that she is the Yatagarasu. That again? Look, how many times do I have to explain it to you? I am the real Yatagarasu. I'm not like that fake one that goes around setting fires, okay? Whether you're the real deal or a fake, it doesn't really matter. All I have to say is this. I have my suspicions that this girl is the one who started the fire.
Preposterous! On what grounds do you suspect her of such a thing?
The fact that she calls herself the Yatagarasu. That in itself is a most elegant proof. Miss Sheena? Yes? I have no intention of taking back any of what I've said. I am the great thief Yatagarasu, and I refuse to allow some impostor to claim that name as their own. The path of justice that my father pointed me towards, I will walk it the best I can. It's not good to be so stubborn. I hope you can understand that. Thanks a lot for the concern, Miss Sheena. Let me share something with you, too, as a token of my appreciation. Those sunglasses totally do nothing for you, so I'll steal them from you next time, okay?
Wow. Wrecked.
Critical hit. Oh. Alexander McQueen. Who's Alexander McQueen? What? Well, I guess we better get going. Going? To where? To the Kingdom of Alabast. If we don't go, we won't know for sure, right? I suppose not. We won't get anywhere simply by standing here thinking. To see where the Alabastian knife came from, we'll have to pay the Alabastian embassy a visit. Let's go, Miles Edgeworth. As you are my subordinate, I will not tolerate you bringing the investigation to a halt. Understood. We've been doing all the work. To be continued. Oh, that was a good start to the case. Been going for 2.5 hours. I wonder how long the next segment is. My throat's getting a little bit sore. What's the time? 6 o'clock. It's a bit early to finish up the stream, but I don't think we can do another whole segment. I'm going to drink some water. Okay, I think we'll swap over to do some Super Mario Kart. Because I've been wanting to play some of that, so this seems like a good time to swap. And we'll come back to this next time. So I don't think we can get too far into the next segment. Okay. And I might as well take a quick break. Feed this kitty cat. There she is on the couch. Ah, she's looking at me. Hey, sweetie. You want some dinner? Huh? Want some dinner, sweetie? Oh, it's her dinner time, so yes, she does want some dinner. And that one. Lee Alexander McQueen. CBE was a British fashion designer in couturier. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that. Ah, okay. Founded his own For Alexander McQueen label. Ah, that's cool. You know a lot more about fashion than I do. And here's a cat. Hello, sweetie. You after food? Since when do you want food, eh? Yeah, scratch your chin. You love it. Sort of. Sometimes. Alright, I'll get you some food. And I'll give you all some music to listen to. While I go AFK. I'll just play the Ace Attorney Investigations music, even though we're going to play Mario Kart. Just can't be bothered finding the Mario Kart soundtrack at the moment, so have Ace Attorney Investigations music. And I shall be back. I'll be about 10 minutes, I'd say. I'll be back after.